Welcome yet again to another episode of the Enactus Perspective, the National Edition. My name is Thembalethu Shange and I'm your host for this season. Right now we have Taelo Matlala, who is the Deputy President at the Central University of Technology based in the Free State. And today we're going to share a bit more about his journey and why he enjoys being in Enactus so much. Taelo, welcome.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. So I started with Enactus journey in 2021. I was invited by the current president to just join a meeting, and upon my arrival there, just found people discussing, speaking like big terms, your innovations, collaborations with these core values of Enactus. And I was there confused because I was a first year at the time. And the following year, I heard that there is national competitions, there are special competitions, and that president, she informed me that before we finish this degree, by the way, I'm studying mechanical engineering, and she was like, we need to have a business before we finish this degree. Then in my head, I was like, where are we going to start? And she provided me with this Enactus platform where the second meeting we were taught on design thinking methodology, which enabled me to now start being innovative. The ideas that I had will now turn into ideas, real business ideas. And I think my journey, it has been fulfilling so far. I went to Enactus only looking for how I can start a business, but I think I've gotten more than I anticipated. Being televised on ENCA, I think is one of the greatest milestones. And also traveling abroad last year. Those are like the biggest highlights since joining Enactus. But apart from these cherries on top, I think the most important thing that I learned was to be innovative, to be an entrepreneur. Because initially I viewed myself as a mechanical engineering student only, but now I'm able to say whatever the skills that I'm learning academically, I can take them to like out there, because now I've learned a lot through Enactus platform.
Okay, so you mentioned quite a bit, right? So I want to go back. You mentioned a very big term there. Someone sitting there is thinking, what is design thinking methodology? Like I personally have never heard that before. So in like brief words, what exactly is that?
All right, so I think it started years back when someone thought, how can we think innovatively, but in a systematic way? And then they developed a design thinking methodology. So it has 4 phases, the design thinking methodology, where it starts with a empathy phase. So with empathy phase, that's where you go out there and try to gather people who, like, you just speak to people and understand their needs, understand their situation. So basically, this phase, it allows you to be in the shoes of any person before you can even think of any idea. And then we have a defined phase, which is the second phase. So with this phase, you now define the problems that you garnered in the empathy phase. And then we have the ideation phase. That's where now the whole team pops up ideas. How can we address those issues? How can we bring about solutions? And we have the prototype phase, which is the last phase. This phase, that's when you now come up with the real maybe I can say object, or maybe a device if your empathy phase or maybe your customers needed a technological device perhaps. And then with the prototype phase, that's when you bring it to life basically. So that's in short what a design thinking methodology is.
Okay, speaking of bringing things to life now these projects really directly affect the lives of everyone. So between you and I, what is your favorite project thus far in your team?
I think it is the current project. We call it Vemi Village. Yeah, it's a student enterprise, and we currently focusing on worm farming. The reason I'm taking this project was because of our impact as compared to the previous project. Previous project had lower numbers compared to Vemi Village, the current one. So that's why I'm choosing it.
100%. So you spoke about how you started as just a mechanical engineering student and now you own a business. So it is clear that Enactus really is also about the personal development and the personal growth of each individual. So how would you say, as Taelo, Enactus has impacted your life thus far?
Most in a positive way, as you have mentioned already, because now I'm even proud to can advise other fellow mates that we can't only make it through the system of just going to primary, secondary school, then university, then work. But we have the freedom to also join other platforms that are trying to make like our lives better.
Okay, so earlier on you spoke about going abroad, right? It is every young person's dream to go abroad and represent your country. So where did you go? What did you go for? And how was that experience?
Oh, thank you very much for that. So, and also it's a generational case, right? We break those
we're breaking that.
It's just more than a personal thing. So last year we were the National Exposition champions. And we got an opportunity to go to Puerto Rico, America. And it was great, and I think it is the reason why our impact numbers this year are much than the previous project, because we learned a lot from different countries, how other students are actually dealing with this. Because initially, when I joined Enactus, I was wondering how am I now going to balance my academics and then Enactus. But then when we got abroad, we realized that we have the whole faculty of engineering students being part of the program. So they had to say we don't have to prioritize Enactus or academics. They all aligned. So yeah, that's the greatest thing ever. To be abroad.
Glad you enjoyed it. We're still having a conversation with Taelo Matlala from the Central University of Technology in the Free State. All right, Taelo, you mentioned that Enactus is very time consuming, right? You're a student, but also you need to also prioritize the work that you do. How do you balance that?
All right, so I'm just going to try to be practical with it. So I imagined myself already in the workplace, putting approximately 9 hours per day. So what I will do, all those 8 hours, I'll spend them on my academics. And then later on with 1 hour and then small pockets of 30 minutes, I'll do Enactus work. So that is how I've been trying to manage my time efficiently.
100%. This is a tip for anyone who wants to join Enactus. Balance is key. As we're concluding our dialogue, 3 adjectives, name. Describe your Enactus journey thus far.
I think it has been fulfilling. It was, I received more of a personal development and personal growth, and I think I'm also an inspiration to my fellow mates.
100%. So fulfilling and inspirational. We'll take 2. That's okay. All right, Taelo, thank you so much for joining us today. And as the reigning champions, there might be a bit of pressure, to keep the title, but all the best, and we wish you the best of luck going forward. Thank you for joining us. Bye.